Hello everyone, welcome to our full moon in Leo report. Our full moon in Leo is with us on the 25th of January 2024. I keep wanting to say 25 because it's 25th, it's because I've got dyscalculus, right? So the tagline for this full moon is let's step into our sovereignty. We have the full moon with us at 9:53 a.m. Pacific time, 5:53 p.m. UK time and 12:53 p.m. Eastern time. This is going to be a high activation full moon. Our first full moon of 2024 is in Leo with the energy at 5 degrees and 14 minutes. I want to point out that back last year, I explained the lunar energy was at a tipped axis. This year, this will reverse. And I want to point it out because it's going to be quite a year astrologically and planetarily. This reset is due June, July time, so it's going to change things up a little bit. I did want to mention that. The other thing about this full moon is it's on the energy of transformation, transmutation and change. It's alchemical. There's something very alchemized around it. It's giving us something new. And then on top of all of this stuff, we've got Pluto, which is now out of Capricorn and in Aquarius. The dynamics of the energy and vibration are shifting us into new thinking and new being. Plus, with Pluto at 0 degrees and 9 minutes of Aquarius in this chart, remember Pluto is now nearly in that 2-decade dance with Aquarius. And this will only be interrupted briefly when Capricorn goes back into it later this year. But in this full moon, because it's opposing the moon, we're really being affected by the Pluto Aquarius energy. So I want you to remember that Pluto is ruled by 2 planets. It's ruled by Uranus and Saturn. I do believe that Uranus is going to play a bigger part in this collective journey, with it being bit with us for these new 2 decades, where it's going to be affecting our lives and affecting the way society behaves and is as a whole. So the moon in Leo always connects us into the heart and asks us to connect to the messages of the heart, okay? It's a feeling, in a way, of being really centered in our own gravity, in our own space, and knowing what we want and knowing who we are. It's very sovereign because it's Leo and it's a sovereign sign. It's the king of the jungle, that kind of thing, okay? It is feeling a little bit uncomfortable on a power level with the opposition of Pluto. And it's also got a square with Jupiter. I'll say more about that in a little while. Only because it's new with the Pluto energy, and the illumination being offered on a personal level is calling you to the path of the heart, okay? What have you not been paying attention to? Where do you need to step back and shift your standpoint, your viewpoint, okay? We're in for quite a ride, where we are going to be brought through illumination that is stronger than anything that we have experienced before. You are being asked, like the energy of Leo, to own your life, to be the master. Remember, Leo is ruled by the sun as well. So you're being called to open to the brightness of who you are. You're being called to shine your light, right? So on the level of the opposition with the sun, it's asking you to deal with your personal heart and the impersonal polarity, okay? The moon is, as I already said, square Jupiter. And that's being a little bit overbearing to some degree. You're being pushed to understand at the 6 degrees and 41 minutes where it is, which is in Taurus, that you have a heart, okay? You have yearnings, and you're being called to go where those yearnings, they have been calling you. Where have you been called? Where have you been beckoned to? Essentially, Leo will have it no other way. Okay, it just won't. You're being asked to remember the things that you've forgotten, okay? That have been calling to you, that you haven't noticed. Okay, this is about remembrance. There's a lot about remembrance here. What do you need to remember? What have you forgotten? What haven't you been paying attention to, okay? As I say, there's an overwhelmingness, and you're literally being called out here by this energy. It's, as I say, because of the square between the sun and Pluto. So basically, you've got the moon square Jupiter. It's opposing Pluto and the sun, right? Jupiter is square Pluto and the sun is what I meant, actually. Yeah, which means you're really feeling the Jupiter call to change your perception, your thinking. And this is kind of abstract. There's an abstractness to this. This is Jupiter after all, right? I want you to remember that this is a good fortune planet. So even if it's square, there will be something to be gained, okay, from the model that it's presenting, because there is a little bit of a model, but I want you to also remember Pluto's just gone into Aquarius. That's also going to make you be feeling something different, because it's a different energy, a different vibration. You're not new to it, used to it. The angels are talking as well, sorry. New is being presented. There's a call to the spiritual, which is what the angels really want you to know. They want you to really understand, right? This is call to the spiritual, your inner light. We want you to think about how Pluto energy, and the energy says you need to heal, okay? Heal that which has died within you so you can be reborn, renewed. It's that Pluto energy. It's the underworld. It's Hadean. It's asking you to look at the dark stuff, the shadow stuff, so that you can come up. There is a phoenix energy being offered on the other side of this. You're being offered the energy of the phoenix. So remove everything that doesn't serve you, isn't helping you, and then move forward. So Jupiter is sextile Saturn in Pisces, which is going to bring you clarity of the spiritual, which is Pisces, because it's super connected to Pisces, that spiritual idea, okay, and it will support you. And then Venus is sextiling Saturn, and there's the energy of love and the heart linked into Leo, okay, supporting you as you deal with heartbreak and any chaos that you've had to navigate on a soul level. So with Venus in Capricorn, it gives you kind of an energy of a level head, and level-headedness is really being called for right now. You're being asked to step into being level-headed. You're learning to be the real you in this new energy that is highlighted in long-term change and development. Now, looking at Chiron, which is square Mars, it's really important that you think with the level head, like we were saying about level-headedness, okay? Because there is a heavy energy here that could blow up with regard to something that you have already navigated and traversed. I kind of sense that you've already healed this, you've already dealt with this. You do not need, okay, you don't need to be dealing with it again. There's no point going backwards right now, yeah? It's time to hear the call of your heart and let Leo moon illuminate the love and energy that you deserve, okay? It's very important you go to that energy, right, rather than the other side, which is they're both being presented. If you feel a push and pull here, as in let's go or let's pause and be slow, it's suggested by the angels that you go inwards and ask your heart which way serves you best and follow that thread. By the day after the full moon, all the planets are going to be direct, namely Uranus, which isn't currently direct, okay? It's the last one to go direct, and it's going to be in this direct energy. All of it's going to be in the direct energy for a few months, and it's going to create a flurry of activity that could be busy, tough, and sticky, right? Everything could become thought-based, and your body may be affected for a little while with the energy that's being presented, okay? Essentially, this chart is asking you to let the sun thaw the things in your life that have got frozen. So what's got frozen in your life? What needs to be thawed out? And you'll clear it once it's thawed. It's like it's got frozen, you can't see it, you haven't seen it, you've been not paying attention to it. Let it thaw, let the sun in Leo thaw it, illuminate it, so you can clear it up. Do not let anything destabilize you here. Uranus in Taurus is asking you to be independent. You've got this, okay? You've got this. Remember, you're on a journey and a new start has been drawn in with Pluto in Aquarius. This is beginning energy. Think of it like a birthing process, and this will take years to acclimatize and fully make sense. I want you to remember that. It's not going to happen in a moment. It's going to take years to acclimatize. I'll also get to our Pluto Aquarius energy report soon, so that you can make sense and understand this on a higher level. Now, let's have our tarot for the full moon. So we've got the original Rider-Waite tarot deck, which I use for our full moon and new moons. And we're going to see if we can get some cards to give us a little bit of a pointer with regard to this full moon and what you need to be knowing and where you need to be going. So angels, can you give me 2 cards for this full moon in Leo? Whoa, that was fast. They gave me 2 cards, right? Oh, they gave me 3 cards because the top one came up as well. So we're going to have them. Have to have what I'm given, right? Take what I'm given. Okay, let's see what we've got with this energy. Let's see what the angels want to point out and show us. Okay, so we've got, okay, it's quite interesting. Oh, yeah, I had a feeling we were going to get, we got 2 major arcana here, okay. but I'm going to show you it as they came out, okay? So we've got the Four of Swords, okay? Now the Four of Swords is telling me to tell you guys that what's happening is I was talking about this sense of destabilization, wasn't there? And there was a sense of destabilization, there still is to some degree, okay? Now being that it's the Four, you're asking to stabilize, but being that it's also Swords, it's asking you to remove that which is destabilizing you. What did I say? That's exactly what the energy of this report's about. What isn't working for you? What is holding you almost prisoner, almost bound? And you'll see what I spoke about bound in a minute, okay? But yeah, you are literally being asked to take stock, because you can't build your foundation until you cut away the things that are literally holding you back, stopping you from going into the light, so to speak. But I mean the light as in this life, okay? Because there's light presented around you, and I see a buoyancy and a new beginning. I do see a new beginning on a really high level. That is Four of Swords, isn't it? Yeah, it is Four of Swords. Yeah, so it's being highlighted to you in a high way, but you can't do that while you're still holding on to the old energy, the old feeling. Now, in order to do that, in order to get to where you need to go with that, you need to go into the Hermit energy. And the Hermit energy is always going to be about taking solace, taking time away, taking time to assess your situation, taking time to look. And if you notice, this Hermit's got a light here. So this light is telling you illumination is due, illumination is coming, but you need to do the things and pay attention to get to that illumination. It's not going to just happen just like that. It's something that you need to pay attention to and do the work so that you can get into more stabilized energy. It's about stabilization, it's about a foundation, it's about building for the future so that you've got a better space, okay? But you need to go quiet and pause a little while and go inwards. And this is what the path of the heart is. It's your personal heart message. What's your heart telling you? Where does it really want to go? What doesn't it like? What are you doing right now that really isn't serving you, but you keep thinking you need to do it? You know what? We can have ideas, but they're not always the right ideas. Sometimes you're being asked, you're being called out to remove it. And then you've got the Devil card. Now, guys, right, this woman's telling me, and these energies are telling me that you're bound to something, and you've been bound to something for a long time. Now, I'm getting, for many of you, this is an attitude, a persistent perception that is holding you prisoner in a feeling that is creating a vortex within your body that is destabilizing you on a very big level, okay? This is being bound to ideas, people, situations, jobs, or what else, experiences, even places you're living. This is being bound unnecessarily when you don't need to be bound anymore. The angels are asking me to say to you, can we lift that for this full moon? It's time to start looking at what you need to get rid of so you can create stabilization. Like I say, that, what did I say in the report about thawing? Let the sun thaw out the thing that you put in freeze. Now this thing with the bondage is really interesting because the angels are saying to me that, you know, I was talking about something being frozen. You've frozen something. Now what I'm getting, and the angels are showing me it, is it's something from your childhood. It's a behavior and a way of dealing with something, someone, a situation, and things that come up in your life. So it's thought-based, limitation-based, belief-based, okay? So they're saying to me that it's time for you to disconnect from that by using the knives, the swords to cut it away. And you can go into your Hermit energy or bring you the light. That's the illumination of the moon. And then you won't need, sorry, I got the wrong card. You won't need to be bound to things that are not good for you any longer because it's not right. It's not right for you to be there in that space. Definitely release. Now, if it's in a term of a relationship, for some of you it might be relationships that are not serving you, not working for you. They need to go. But you need to go into this safe space first to find out what it is. Remember, this is Leo. It's the path of the heart. You're being asked to hear the call of your heart so that you do not anymore get dictated to by the outside world. Remember, and the angels are also asking me to talk about that Byron Katie quote thing that I say sometimes, which is remember to be in your own business as well. So it's your business, other people's business, and God's business. It's about going into your business and asking it what it wants to be. And if anyone's trying to knock you off that because they're trying to bind you to something, or bind you to something or some way, then you need to release that. You need to release it. Let it go. Let it get it out of your system. Okay, so this moon might affect people with personal planets and points at approximately 0 to 9 degrees of the fixed signs. So that's Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. And you may also be affected if you have your sun, moon or ascendant in Leo or Aquarius. Now onto our full moon release. You know, it's really, this is kind of just something for you to think about, and it's a little bit different to normal, but I really wanted to give this to you. It's time to release anything that's making you less sovereign, okay? So if you're not being your sovereign self and it's not part of your heart and the path of your heart, it's time to let it go. So maybe you have projects or things you've been doing that do feel a bit burdensome, and if they do, you're being told to release them now so that you can move into more light-filled energy and a life that feels better for you. There you go, my lovelies. That is our full moon in Leo report. I did want it to be quicker today, but it hasn't been any quicker. But hey ho, that is what they wanted to give you. I send you all so much love and namaste. Take care of yourself. Mwah, kisses and love. Have a beautiful, beautiful full moon in Leo. And if it is affecting you, do make sure that you give yourself time and space to rest, reflect and hydrate. Sending you all so much love. Bye, darlings. Bye. Bye.